Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It's hard to believe that 20 years ago, on June 1, 2004, Bryton James made his first appearance on The Young and the Restless. Devon Hamilton had arrived in Genoa City and the Winters family was never the same. His early storylines were filled with heartache, drama, and angst, but James always delivered the spectacle that daytime audiences were clamoring for. What's wild to think is that his Hollywood career could have gone in a much different direction. Let's call it a sliding doors moment. James recalled the day that changed his life forever with soaps. Come with not one, but two, major auditions. I remember that day I had a Coca-Cola commercial, a national commercial, and an audition for a soap opera, he shares. I really wanted the commercial because I knew they paid well. And I thought, I was 17, so what did a soap opera want with a kid? Little did he know that The Young and the Restless would have a juicy storyline waiting for that 17-year-old kid, one that would eventually land him 2 daytime Emmys. I knew I did a good job during The Young and the Restless screen test. I felt the most confident after the first audition I had for Y&R with our casting director, Marnie Seda, James divulges. But I will never forget that, in the middle of the audition, the casting director stopped the scene, midway through, and said, "Finally, someone who reads this role the way it's meant to be read." His talent was recognized right away, and James says, "It gave me all the confidence in the world." The role just might have been destined for him, because his screen test partner just happened a former Family Matters guest star, Crystal Khalil. She was on the 8th episode of the 8th season titled, Karate Kids. He had last seen her when they were 9 and 10 years old, and now, The Young and the Restless was asking them to do 4 scenes together. If that wasn't enough, his studio teacher Linda Stone from his over 11 years on the ABC sitcom, was now in that same position on CBS daytime show. If that wasn't the universe telling James that he was officially home. James now gets to be a part of the legacy that the Bell family created 51 years ago, one that he will never stop trying to make this place proud. Happy 21st anniversary, Bryton James. Don't miss the inside look at the unexpected mishap that happened during James's screen test with Khalil in the video above and see all of the bittersweet memories of his roller coaster ride as Devon in the gallery below. I still remember the audition like it was yesterday, Bryton James says with a smile, leaning back on the familiar red couch in his dressing room at CBS Television City. I had no idea that stepping onto that set in 2004 would lead to 2 decades of telling this incredible story. Now, 21 years later, the Emmy-winning actor has become a staple of The Young and the Restless, beloved by fans and respected by his co-stars. As Devon Hamilton, he's evolved from a troubled teen in foster care to a powerful music mogul and pillar of Genoa City society. In this exclusive interview, Bryton opens up about his journey to daytime, his bond with the late Christoph Street John, and what he's learned about love, loss, and legacy on America's top-rated soap. It wasn't supposed to be long-term. When Bryton James first walked into the audition room for The Young and the Restless, he didn't expect to land a contract role. I was only 17 at the time, he recalls. I'd done Family Matters for years, but transitioning from a child star to something more serious was not easy. I thought it might just be a few episodes. At the time, the show was casting for a new teen character, Devon, a street-smart kid caught in the foster system, who eventually finds a home with Neil and Drusilla Winters played by Christoph Street John and Victoria Rowell. I remember thinking, this is a role that matters, he says. This wasn't just a stereotypical troubled teen. There was depth, there was pain, but also hope. The audition itself, a whirlwind. I did 2 scenes with Victoria, he says. It was immediate, the chemistry, the energy. She challenged me right there in the room. I think that's what sold it. Within days, Bryton was called back. Not long after, he was handed a script and told, "You're going to be part of the Winters family." I didn't realize I'd be walking into a legacy, he says. The Winters family meant something to people. It was historic, and I was joining that. From foster kid to fan favorite, Devon Hamilton's early years were heavy with drama, abuse, abandonment, hearing loss, rebellion. But through it all, viewers saw the resilience in the character, and in Bryton's performance. I did a lot of research, Bryton says. I talked to social workers, I read foster care memoirs. I wanted to make Devon real. The turning point came in 2006, when Devon contracted meningitis and lost his hearing. That storyline changed everything, he says. It was one of the most challenging and rewarding arcs I've ever done. I had to learn ASL, study deaf culture. I still hear from people who say it helped them feel seen. The role earned him a Daytime Emmy in 2007, and solidified his place in the show's canon. But it wasn't just the scripts that made the role special. It was the people. Kristoff was my big brother, on and off screen. It's impossible to talk about Bryton's Y&R journey without talking about Kristoff Street. John. Kristoff wasn't just my TV dad, Bryton says, his voice softening. He became family. From the first day on set, Kristoff took Bryton under his wing. He'd pull me aside after a scene and say, "You're good, but here's how you make it great," Bryton remembers. He always pushed me to be better. Their bond extended far beyond the studio. Bryton became close to Kristoff's real-life family, and the two often spent holidays together. "We laughed so much," Bryton says. "He had this energy that lit up every room. He was generous, emotional, hilarious, raw." When Kristoff passed away in 2019, Bryton says it left a hole that can't be filled. "There's not a day I don't think about him," he says. "Every scene I do as Devon is, in some way, a tribute to him." The show honored Kristoff and his character, Neil Winters, with a powerful memorial arc, one that brought together nearly every black actor in Y&R history. "I cried real tears," Bryton admits. "It was therapeutic. It felt like saying goodbye not just to a character, but to a man who shaped my life. Love, loss, and the long game. Devon has weathered his fair share of heartbreak, the tragic death of Hillary, the complicated romance with Elena, and the fiery reunion with Amanda. Through it all, Bryton has portrayed each beat with quiet strength. You learn over time how to bring your own experience to the role," he explains. "When Hillary died, it hit me hard. I drew from real loss." Fans still talk about the chemistry between Devon and Hillary, played by Michelle Morgan, a coupling that blazed across the screen. When Michelle left the show in 2018, it was a blow. "That was tough," Bryton says. "We built something special, and then, just like that, it was gone." Her return as Amanda Sinclair, Hillary's twin, gave the duo a second shot, but with a twist. "It's not about recreating Hillary," he says. "Amanda is a different woman. And the challenge was, how do we tell a new story while honoring the old?" His current arc, navigating fatherhood with Abby, Melissa Ordway, and balancing a business empire, brings its own layers. Devon's no longer just reacting to things, Bryton says. He's leading. He's making choices that affect others. That's growth. From child star to daytime veteran. Few actors can say they've grown up on television, twice. "I've been in this business since I was 2 years old," Bryton laughs. "It's wild." Fans still recognize him as Richie Crawford from Family Matters, but daytime gave him something more profound. "Soap acting is a marathon, not a sprint," he explains. "You shoot pages and pages every day. You don't get multiple takes. You have to be prepared, emotionally open, and consistent. And yet," he says, "it never gets old. I still get butterflies," he admits. "I still love coming to set, seeing the crew, stepping onto that soundstage." What's changed, though, is his role behind the scenes. Bryton is now a mentor himself, guiding younger actors, producing music for the show, and advocating for diversity in storytelling. "I want to use what I've learned to help others," he says. That's what Kristoff would have wanted. 21 years of gratitude. To celebrate his 21st anniversary, the cast and crew surprised Bryton with a party on set, complete with a cake shaped like the GCAC and a video montage of Devon's most iconic scenes. "I was overwhelmed," he says, smiling. "I didn't expect it. And seeing all those moments, Lily, Neil, Hillary, Tucker, Abby, everyone, it hit me how much we've done." Bryton credits his longevity to the fans. "They've stuck with Devon through everything," he says. "Even when he made mistakes. Even when things got messy. That kind of loyalty means the world." He's also quick to thank the writers. "They've trusted me with some beautiful material," he says. "They've let Devon grow organically. That's rare. And as for the future, I'm not going anywhere," Bryton grins. "I love this character. I love this family. As long as Y&R will have me, I'll be here." A legacy of representation. Beyond the awards and the storylines, Bryton knows the real impact of Devon Hamilton. "I've had people come up to me and say, 'I grew up watching you. You showed me someone who looked like me, who overcame what I was going through,'" he shares. "That's bigger than TV. That's why we do this." Devon Hamilton is more than just a character, he's a symbol of resilience, progress, and heart. And Bryton James is the reason why. As he reflects on 21 years, he leaves us with a simple truth. Acting is about truth, he says. And if I've done anything right, it's because I've told the truth, Devon's truth, every single day. Here's to 21 years of truth-telling, and many more to come. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.